Hey, howdy, hey. Coming at you with another match on Honeycomb. Points are spread out. A lot of cover. It's a map. There are rocks. It's in space. I don't really have that much to say during the deployment phase, so mostly I just screw around, but I'm sort of out of screw around commentary. I'm done. All my ideas are gone. Sorry, I've said everything funny I'm ever gonna say. But I do like y'all to see kind of where people are wanting to deploy and maybe get an idea of who's on each team, because you can see the names up here, and it's a good point. It's a good way to start a video, I think. So to just be like, here's the game. I give a little bit of map description. Maybe I should keep doing that, describing maps. Let it cover. This is another well-rounded map like Aorta. I think it's got room for long range and short range. There's often a lot of fighting on the top of the map around Charlie. In these things, these little thin little slivers are a lot bigger than they appear, and they can be really effective cover. And then around the BA line, the sheep line, the ball line. I don't find any down up in here. The ball line. Never mind, kids. I've still got it. Voxel with a targeting radar on top. Whole team of Voxels. Oh my. That's a very, very middle of the road fleet we got over here. Just Voxels, 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 and destroyers. What do we got over here? Line ships, and monitors. Okay? This is gonna be a brutal match. No, oh no. No point defense? What are you doing with these? No point defense. Yeah, no point defense. We got AMMs. That's not gonna be enough. I hope none of these line ships, for your sake, none of these line ships are missile ships. But it looks like they are. No, that's a point defense missile. That's a riposte. Mine containers could really ruin these guys' lives. I'm looking at the OSP team. I need to be looking at the ANS team. What am I doing? I'm not following the rules. Okay, that's a real ship. What is inside these? What is inside you? Has to be spending an absolute fuck ton of points on munitions. No, not really. Where are all your points? I have no idea. No idea. Okay, more standard gun voxels with a wide scale jammer. Nice. Defenders. Sport reins. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's in the accessibility. That's probably spelled wrong. Okay, let's go back to these ships. Voxel with some hybrids. Good tidings to you. And to your house. Gun voxels with some torpedo hybrids actually, and another support range. Okay. Fairly standard out everyone here except for 454. B-beams. B-beams, yes! Beams, hang-ups, point defense. And one mass driver. No. Oh, with guns. Beams and small guns. For swatting away little ships. They see something. I don't know what the hell they see. Oh. Okay, that's pretty menacing. Presumably you have no internals related to reload. Yup, because you don't have enough points for 3 of these. So hopefully, Neko here, your Neko kneecaps, will be doing the flip strats, where you fire, and then you flip, and you fire, and you flip. Which could be really cool. You got yard drives? Maybe? That's the, like, big yard drive. So, yeah, sort of. Oh, these are turning pretty good. I guess because they don't have as much stuff inside of them to slow them down? I don't know. Could be interesting. Those 450s doing the turn strats could absolutely annihilate someone. A couple mass driver line ships back here. Neko's already getting locked. Not taking any fire yet, it seems. So not receiving any fire. I need to look at the OSP team. Everybody stop fighting. T-30s? A whole array of T-30s. No plasma support, so this is only going to be good against small ships, which the opposing force doesn't have. I mean, it can pop these little rains, but that's about all that's going to be useful for. Okay, fire coming into the Neko Brigade. We can look at these guys over here while we watch this on the main screen. Plasma, and cannons. Ah, I see. The plasma's on these monitor ships. Unfortunately, these monitor ships are not that close to what they're supposed to be escorting. A bunny. OSP's gonna be down a little. And these are all getting in each other's way. You gotta be real careful with your formation flying. Container stack launchers, a bunch of them, and then guns, big guns. This thing's ready to pounce on somebody, and then just scouts. Yeah, rocket launcher scout. Wow, he's really leaning into the ambush thing, eh? I like it. All the ships hiding behind rocks, ready to just right on somebody's face. I'm expecting it. That's who's getting shot at? Neko was getting shot at. You're fine. Got cover behind these rocks. OSP team's already taken 2 points, and ANS has taken 1, and just recently. Slowly burning forward. You overdriving raiders? No. Just stock drive. What about you? Whiplash, which means no overthrusting. Unless you want your thrusters to immediately implode. Sprint mines just sort of out here in the middle of... Those aren't going to hit anybody except for this guy. If someone blasts to hang up this direction, he's going to be in trouble. Yeah, because when... Who's going to come over here? I guess if someone wants to, like, super flank and cap Bravo, but... If they're doing that, they're going to be coming through this area, and they're going to see these from really far away and shoot them. Be careful with that. Anna's taking Charlie and Echo, so they are going to have the lead on caps, which means they should presumably overtake the USP before too long. Not much in the way of fighting. A lot of position. Carrots. I assume this is coming out of a bunny. Yeah, carrots. Little fun fact for you, rabbits don't really like carrots, and the idea that rabbits like carrots was popularized by Bugs Bunny, who was doing I think a Cary Grant impression in 40s Looney Tunes. And that just stuck around. The enemy secured zone Eclipse. Those might hit. Oh yeah. 2 of them hit. Where are the rest of them going? Oh. Into the support ship that is now dead. That's where they're going. Amazing. Couple hybrids coming out. I don't think this guy's bringing much of the way of PUD. Couple Pavis and a couple Bastion. Plasma, looking like, yeah, nothing's hitting out of there. They're all just swooshing off into the abyss. Oh, that was a hit. There's one hit right on the nose. Hybrids, corkscrew, or wiggle, whatever the wiggle's called. It's gonna miss. Big sad. The other hybrid looks like it got shot out of the sky, so no joy on either of those. There's a bunch of points consigned to the abyss. Yeah, I don't know about missiles as secondary weapons, because I don't feel like you're able to get through point defense very effectively. You either need to go full Yub Nub and be patient and thoughtful, or go full gun and just dock people down, like these 450 ships are doing. All right, flip them. Flip the ship. Flip the ship. Yes, he's going for it. Yes. I never get to see someone actually do this. I see people build this all the time, but they don't actually flip the ship because that takes a lot of micro. Oh, but it's gonna work and be effective. Well, this poor dearie is getting blown to smitheroonies by these gun voxel teams. It's funny, I don't think 454 is gonna be punished for his complete dearth of point defense. This rocket's going into these beamstones. They're getting into range and they're getting heavily damaged by that. Clonk. Clonk. Yeah, those are going out of commission before too long. They're technically still alive, but this one little shitty shuttle is positioned well, is just gonna take these out. Let's get back to the fight. Ah, I missed the gunfire from the spin. No? Maybe not? They're still angling. The funny thing is the cannons they originally shot have already reloaded. That's the problem with the spin game, is it's really hard to do. It's really micro intensive. It looks like they just can't get the angling right to hit those ships. And so Neko or N200 is going to be punished horribly for his hubris. It's a damn shame. I was really looking forward to seeing this done right. It has not been done right. Because what you need to do after you get the ship slipped around is clear all their headings and flipping controls, and then have them fire out on one side. This did fire. Am I on drugs? Maybe he's reloading a different kind of round. He's got to be reloading a different kind of round. I didn't see any gunshots go out of those. These beam stones are done. That one's actually dead, and then this one's hitting that way. What about you? Okay, these guys are healthy. It's a shame. I was hoping I'd see those really laser people to pieces. Looks like Neko has lost one ship already. One of the downsides of not having any internals is you die kind of fast because you don't have that much health. I think they get a lot more HP and defensive capacity out of ammo elevators. Also require less micro and would just work better. This is a really good idea, but the execution has been rocky. Okay, we got another volley going off. Well, maybe not. Because of this, the problem with the, like, oh, head didn't turn this way is sometimes when you try to rotate your ship along an angle that you didn't have set, it struggles to get the shots off. See, I've tried doing this. I know how unbelievably hard this is. So, good on you for trying it. I respect it. Stick with it, by the way, if you want to, if you're watching. Stick with it, because if you can get good at this micro, this can be really strong. It's just really hard to pull off. You have to be extremely map aware. What the hell? Okay, well, Bravo's not going to get taken by anyone. See, those are good mines. Up against this rock here. And they're all sprinters, it looks like, but, well, I say good mines, but I don't think anyone's going to come down here. Not anyone on the AMS team, anyways. That's why you really need to be careful with your mines and where you put them. He's out of mines. Bravo's secure, at least. I don't know how many mines are there, but it's at least 4. Maybe more. This weird little gunfight going on over here. Yeah, using cover. You want to do that too. Very nice. So this guy's got the principles of good line ship use down for sure, but just the execution isn't quite there. But that's good. Like, that's real good. That means you're learning. That means you're going to improve. because you know what you need to be doing, you just can't quite execute it. That's awesome. That's awesome to see. Looks like our boy Bunny is gonna maybe sneak up here. I don't know. The mind of a rabbit is a very confusing one. Oh. Oh man, these are getting very damaged. Why do I smell something burning? I don't know. There's no fire in my home, so I'm not worried about it. It's someone else's problem. It smells like someone in the apartment over has burnt some pancakes. And the syrup they poured on it was also kind of burnt. Anyways. Here's this. That goes just going down. These ships are taking so much damage. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, line ships. That's their big weakness is voxels, because those 250s. Well, it's funny because they kind of counter each other. Because if line ships can get a lock and get some real good hits off on the voxels will just get deleted by the 450s. But the 250s are strong enough that if they can't get those shots, it'll punch through the complete lack of the line ship's armor. I actually really like that they kind of counter each other depending on how well you play. Looks like we missed some rockets shot off by the local Easter Bunny representative into this range that was hanging back to maintain cap on Charlie. These voxels have moved off, and they're gonna keep moving off. Whoa. That's a lot of mass drivers and a lot of damage. And this follow-up by the T-30s. But I don't think that's going to do very much. No, this guy hasn't been plasmid yet, so those T-30s are doing hardly anything. Plasma going into this one. This is where you want those T-30s going, man. Why are you firing at this guy? Who is very beat up. Man, those expanding block mass drivers. Those OSP mass drivers are awesome. He can do... Why do I have so many things on my desk that are falling over? He can do lots of damage. Looks like this guy ate a missile. Yeah, right on the port of midships. Sorry, your aim. Cheaper posts, your aim couldn't handle it. Neko still getting shot to pieces. Still shooting. Getting some plasma down the field. Getting some bullets down the field, but... Voxels that are maneuvering and pointing their bow towards their opponents are very hard to damage, even with locks. All of them taking a little bit of damage, but none of them taking anything critical. Nothing offline. I don't even think any of these cannons have been crit. No, they're all still 100% operational, even though they have taken a few HP points of damage. This other voxel team is going to get in the fight. 454 not being punished at all for his complete lack of point defense and his disregard for his crewmen's lives. But that's fine. You know, I mean, if you're winning, you're winning, and that's kind of the end of it. One beam gotta get off. Completely annihilate the shuttle. Beams and RPF. Unfortunately, the rest of his beam array is dead. One beam keystone on its own isn't that dangerous, but it can destroy shuttles. Could probably destroy tugs too, but I don't think the OSP team brought any tugs to this party. Nope. None whatsoever. OSP back in the lead on caps, but not on points. There's that AoE jammer, which doesn't help that. Oh, but there's also a targeted jammer now. AoE plus targeted will help. Although this thing isn't exactly in any shape to fight back in the first place. The Iowa getting out of here. Or maybe just getting a sneakier angle to hit these voxels with. Now he's shooting the voxels on the side here instead of from the front. You going after this one? That's a much better place to be. Have a much larger hitbox from that angle. Could be dealing lots of damage, but just can't quite get the angle for those rear guns to fire. They're trying so hard to turn, but the thrusters on this thing are so beat up that it just can't get the angle. It's not gonna get the angle. This voxel completely annihilated primarily by mass drivers. Quite impressive. I mean, those T-30s presumably have added some. What is going on? Okay, so that guy's leaving. Nice. Man, just got annihilated by those mass drivers. Those T-30s and the plasma added. I don't know, maybe T-30s are better than I'm giving them credit for against targets that haven't been plasma. Well, this target has been plasma. That's what's happening here. Look at the endless barrage from these T-30s, and they gotta reload, but they reload rather fast. A little bit of damage on those monitors, but 250s aren't gonna do that well against monitors. They got armor, they got shape, and if these voxels get around and try to cap Bravo, they're gonna have a very bad time against those mines. I wasn't expecting anyone to make it this far, but CL players are completely unhinged. They're just hard burning towards the enemy backline. Oh, semi-hard burning. These are flying in formation, so they're trying to match speed. It's causing issues. Oh boy, yeah, you've gotten a little beat up. Nago trying desperately to participate. Yeah, I should do sound effects for now, just for every single hit. Constantly doing sound effects, wouldn't that be lovely in place of commentary? Those mass drivers, man, I cannot get over how strong the mass drivers can be when you're doing a good job with target picking and when you're supporting your team. I've got a build that's very similar to this, where it's 2 line ships with mass drivers and then yeah, EWR, Bloodhound, and Intel. Oh, you need an Intel Center for the Analysis NX to actually do anything, by the way. Oh, he's got one. There it is. Yeah, this is basically what I made, except take out the T-30s and add a little more. Add another PD. Bastions in place of Grazers. Great minds think alike. Although this guy's significantly more effective with his mass driver ships than I have traditionally been, because he's supporting his teammates effectively, which is something I've talked about being really important. But I messed it up too. These mass drivers did so much damage to these voxels. I'm truly amazed. The guns, of course, the T-30s, well, and the other voxels. The T-30s and the plasmas have helped, done a lot. And obviously we're seeing the firepower of T-30s against small vessels. Oh man, yeah, mass driver's pretty good against those as well. This whole Echo team has just been swatted away, and that is the bulk of the ANS force. All that really remains is this poor beam ship. Oh no! This poor beam ship doesn't have his beam! It's gonna get restored. I'm assuming that he got hit by rocket containers. Where are these going? Ah. Or maybe Rocketeer? I don't know. Does this guy have any point defense? No. That's a problem. Yeah, no point defense, just chaff, which is not good enough. Drives down, reactors down, and even his chaff launcher is down. Womp womp. Looks like one of these containers is going for the chaff, the other one's going for the ship. So much going on all over the place. These voxels are still dying very quickly. These beam ships trying desperately to participate. Those are gonna miss, and that's gonna not have enough fuel to reach the target. Amazing. That would have been a beautiful explosion, completely destroying the entire front side of the ship, including the basic CIC. But didn't have enough fuel, and the player did not account for that. Looks like M200 has lost his last ship in the Neko fleet. I don't need to check and see how much damage these actually did. Because they were firing, but they weren't hitting that much. And then you have the T-30s over here. Of course, they did plasma up a lot of these voxels, which really helped when the T-30s got into position. What are y'all firing at? Oh, yeah, this guy popped out from behind the rock. And no, this is the guy that was behind the rock. This guy never went behind the rock because all his stuff was blown up. Now he's dead. Monitor's taking 250 fire. Ooh. One monitor down, one monitor kind of beat up. Oh, the bar thing. So sad.
20 minutes remain.
SP still head on cap and points. And ships that haven't exploded. In nuclear fire. Yeah, certainly their game to lose. More missiles going into this. Ah, that's probably what damaged this guy in the first place. And this guy's missiles. Those Type 200s that a rabbit brought. There is someone outside my home with a leaf blower. Things are just not going great. I hope that's not too disruptive for everyone out there. It's certainly disruptive for me. I'm gonna keep doing this, but I will be sure to check this part of the video. Oh my god. Monitor teams still doing damage, still taking lots of damage though. A lot more than they were. Click over. Earlier. Yeah, they're pretty much out of the fight. Other main weapons are down. These voxels, I was not impressed with 454's build. I thought he was going to get annihilated by missiles. The OSP team just conveniently didn't have any missiles over here. Now, he can't go around and cap Bravo because there are too many mines in the way. You can't handle these without significant point defense. So I'm not sure what he's going to do next. The rabbit team. Yeah, Alpha's just open. There's well enough. There's one ship which is technically alive, and 454's voxel armada. Yeah, so we're gonna stay over here. Keep an eye on you. And keep an eye on everybody else through the handy dandy wall hacks we have. How many munitions do y'all have? Presumably enough, right? Yeah, plenty. Just thinking that maybe monitors could eat enough rounds if you try to cut corners, but this guy did not cut corners on the munitions. Plenty of rounds, probably a few too many rounds. Could have gotten away with less. Been firing pretty much constantly. And the game's over halfway done, and he's used significantly less than half of his munitions. I don't know, that's all those AP shells. Not much of the HE or the RPF. So maybe bring more AP and less HE and RPF. I think that's just sensible in any situation. With 250s anyways. You need the AP for these monitors. You might even be firing HE into these monitors since they're small. Probably not though, this is what he's been fighting most of the game. Yeah, it's a little counterintuitive, even though monitors are small, you really want AP for them and then HE for the liners. I don't know, maybe you get better efficacy out of 250 AP into liners. I'm not sure. I haven't done the science on that, and I don't know of anyone who has. Liners have less armor than monitors. I also don't have the good angling. Oh boy, another ANS ship going nuclear. Congratulations, you guys win the nuclear fire competition. The prettiest exploded ships. Huge waste of AMMs. Some working effectively. Whole bunch just sort of going off in space. The T-30 liner. Back at it again. Absolutely ruining this roasted voxel's day. Funnily enough, it looks like a lot of the rounds are just going into empty compartments. Which means this isn't going to take that much damage. Well, it'll take some structure damage. But I'm not really sure how much structure damage T-30s can really do. Where are these all going? I don't know what your doctrine is for these things, man, but it's too much. And some of these just don't have seeker heads for some reason. I don't know what that's about. At this point, we're just waiting for 454 to die off. This poor creature is trying to do anything. He's taken so much damage. And continues to take damage from the mass driver. In fact, we're about to see a volley hit right now. Bonk. Eventually that drive will go down. Power is just cut out, so it's definitely in the no longer functioning range. Fire going into 454's team. Lars gives it up, knows it's over. Yeah, and his team's never able to recap. Oh, there goes another ANS ship. That's 3 ships right here, all exploding. Pretty funny stuff. 4 giving it up instead of trying to live and hold out the points. Very mature of you. Good work. Oh, this poor beam team. Unused beam cannon. Unused beam cannon. That hurts my bones. Yeah, 10% male mass driver fired. And 14 seconds of beam time on this guy. He did a lot of damage for that very small fire time. They just got ambushed. They just got caught with the pants down, not ready for a literal rabbit to just rocket someone. Yeah, 11k, 10k on the shuttle. Those are voxel numbers. 27 hits, no misses. 21 hits, 13 hard kills. Man, incredible. All right, and these also did really well. C-65s. I have no idea what this thing fired at. It was over on A side, and it was just shooting at guys. I guess it was firing at those beam ships, finishing them off after they got beat within an inch of their life by these rockets. Sounds like the leaf blower guy's coming back. 27,000 damage? Are you fucking kidding me? What is that? What is that? How did you do this with T-30s? I mean, yeah, you were firing at plasma targets, but... Oh my god. Is this really that good? Usually when I see people do this, they're like 10k, which, you know, that's respectable. Even at plasma targets, the HEHC works. It's worth using. Today I learned HEHC very worth against plasma targets, more so than just pure HE. I never use these rounds because it seems like they never do anything. But I guess if you've plasmaed somebody within an inch of their life, that's a good way to just explode people. 27,000 damage. And meanwhile, the Mass Driver team, 13k a pop. Also very impressive. For Mass Drivers, anyways. How did you do? You tried so hard, my dude. I think M200 here gets runner-up for MVP. Because he honorable mention M200, because you played extremely hard. You worked very hard to get what you got, and you didn't really get that much for it. But I respect the effort in the flip ship and trying to make that work. You just couldn't quite get the angling right to getting guns to target, which is unfortunate. The MVP is definitely Gentry with this little team here that just sort of ate 3 voxel teams. No, a pair of voxels and then 3 more voxels, right? See, that guy's brought destroyers. Oh, okay. So yeah, 3 voxel teams. Kind of single-handedly devoured these. I mean, the plasma burn that M200 did shouldn't be neglected. 15 shot. Well, it's not as impressive as I thought it was. So it was his own plasma that did a lot of the work. Yeah. Significantly more plasma hits on those. Another voxel team that just didn't do anything, got blown to hell without really participating. It's unfortunate. Good game. Excellent showing out of the OSP. And a series of unfortunate events for the ANS. Especially this destroyer team. They got extremely unlucky. That was going on here. But yeah, you kind of gotta be ready for it, right? Like, beam ships need to be ambushers. But they can be countered by ambushers. Because you have to get so close. Someone can just, aha, right out from behind a rock and blow you to pieces. So you really, really, really got to keep an eye on that. But he learned. Yay! Learning. It's very important. That was a Honeycomb match. It went well. My game seems to be running a whole lot better than it was a week ago when I made the last batch of videos. So that's good. So these should all be higher quality. Higher pace. You don't have to deal with time dilation. Anyways, good night.